Good morning, everybody. Glad to have you back for another day of exercise. I promise it won't be a whole day, we'll have a half hour. So I am Rita Bowling, and this is Anthony from Wutong Center for Martial Arts in Akron, Ohio. So welcome back. And let's just dig into our routine exercise pattern that we've been following to get us started today. So get up and move a little bit. So just stand comfortably, and we're going to start with our breathing exercise and just moving our arms. So up on your toes, breathe in and out, nice and slow. Breathe in and out. In, out, in, and out. In, out, in, and out. Okay, once more. Breathe in and out. In and out. Okay. Now, next we usually do our arm swings. So stand with your feet about shoulder width apart and just move side to side, swinging your arms. Don't try to place them anywhere, just let them swing like whips. Okay, the second one is both hands going across your chest. Third one is one hand over your shoulder and one across the chest, and then alternate. And the last one is shoulder and up your back. So make sure you're turning at the waist when you do this. And your knees should be bent so you can move freely. Okay. Next we do arm circles. So put your right foot out. Bend your knee forward, so most of your weight is on that front foot. And we're going to do our right arm. So we're going to make circles forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now switch to your left side. The left foot out in front. And bend your knee forward a little bit. If you have trouble balancing here, make sure you move the back foot out to the side a little bit and give yourself a wider stance so that you can balance better. Okay, left hand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And backwards. Again, make sure you're moving at the waist, make it a lot easier. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Next we do our swimming arm motion circles. So we're just going to do one side after the other and just keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Now the more complicated one where we go in both directions. So start with hands up in the air. And right hand forward, left hand back. Both down. Left forward. And both up. Okay, right forward, down, left, up. Right, down, left, up. Right, down, left, up. I'll try to just smooth it out a little bit so you're going in circles. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now we're just going to reverse the direction. So left hand forward, right back, down, left forward, right forward, up. Left, down, right, up. Left, down, right, up. Keep going. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Take both arms down to each side. Let your shoulders and elbows relax. And take some deep breaths. Turn your hands, palms up, and raise your arms just a little bit. Okay, now starting with your little finger, pull all your fingers into a fist. Over your head, up on your toes, and then everything comes down. Breathe out. Okay, good. All right, now let's do some exercises for our legs a little bit. So the first one we always do is our 7-star stretch. So put your one foot out in front of you with the toes pointed up to the ceiling. Bend the other knee so you're very flexible. Opposite hand goes on your knee, the other hand goes on your face. Now touch your toes to your, touch your elbow to your toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now the other side. So one foot out, toes up, opposite hand, and on your face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, one more in our routine is give yourself a wider stance, and we're just going to go back and forth from one side to the other. Start with one side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Next, let's do some of the ones that we've done in the past week, just to kind of catch up with those. Let's start with our neck. We forget to exercise our neck. So just stand comfortably. And we're just going to, first of all, stand up very straight, shoulders back. Make sure your head is back so that you're like hanging from a thread. And first of all, we're just gonna bring our head forward, back to neutral, and then back, look up at the ceiling. Neutral, forward, up, back, up, forward, up, back, up, forward, up, back, and once more, down, and back. If you're finding these difficult to turn, your muscles could just be tight, but also if you don't have if you're bending your head forward like this, it's going to be hard to move your head in any direction. So make sure you're standing straight up and down with your head straight back. So the next one, we're just going to go from side to side. So you're going to try to touch your ear to your shoulder on one side, back to the center, and then the other side. And you don't want to like lift one shoulder up when you're doing it. Just keep your shoulders nice and straight across. So you're just moving your neck. Right. Left. Once more. Right. And left. Okay, the last one is rotating your neck. So we're going to rotate around to one side, back to the center, and rotate to the other. Back. One side, center, the other side. Okay, keep going. And once more. Right. And left. Okay. Starting to feel all stretched out.
Yep.
Okay, one we haven't done in several weeks. Let's try to do that one again. Just stand with your legs together, and we're just going to go up one side like this. Punch your head up to the ceiling and down to the floor, and just really stretch that out and hold it. Now bring your hands down, and we'll go the other direction. One hand up and one down. press. Okay. And look up at the hand that's up to the ceiling if you can. And down. Other side. And down. And you can do your deep breathing with this. Just change your breathing to go up each side. Breathe in. And breathe out. And in. And out. Okay, once more on both sides. Okay. One I know we haven't done in a long time, just open your feet up to shoulder height. And then I just want you to go back as far as you can in one direction. Bring your hands past each other and out in the other. If you can't get all the way around, that's okay. Just go as far as you can. Okay, one other one that we haven't done in quite some time is again putting your toes out in front of you, point them up if you can. We're just going to bend over and touch our just a fist to your toes. Then we're going to straighten our back up and come all the way up and arch back and down. If you need to hang on to a chair on this, you can. Make it a little easier for you. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now try the other leg. It's down. One side. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Move my balance. Okay, then we did a couple other leg exercises, hanging under the chair if you need to, because it helps with your balance. So the first one we're just going to do foot circles. So just put one knee up and then move your foot in circles, 10 times one direction. And then go the other direction. If you have to put your foot down in between those directions, go ahead, but you want to try to get both directions without putting your leg down. Okay. On the other side. The circle, one direction. And the other. Okay. Now hopefully your muscles are feeling nice and warm by now. One other one that we do, use the chair if you need to, is to kind of lunge forward. So we're just going to move one leg out in front of us and bend down. So again, here, if you have trouble balancing, just move your feet sideways a little bit so you have a wider stance and bend down. Try to hold it for a little bit, and then you can step back. And we can do the other leg, forward. Try to keep your body straight up and down. And back. Right. And back. And left. And back. Right. Back. Left. Back. And remember I told you that this was our bow and arrow stance. It's like we're shooting a bow and arrow at somebody. Okay. All right. We also do that a little bit in a walk. So if we get back here a little bit, and we're going to do what we call a TaiJi walk. Again, it's just an exaggeration of normal movement. So when you first walk, you're going to, and we're going to go 45-degree angles. So in this direction and this direction instead of straight forward. So we're going to put our 7-star out in front of us and then move to a bow and arrow. Pull your toes up here and we're going to go the other direction. And down. Right side. And stop with each position you come to. Toes. And these are 3 of our basic stances in our martial arts. We start with what we call a cat stance, where you have one foot on the floor and the other we're just on our toes. We step out, we call this a 7-star stance, just like the exercise we did earlier. And then we move to a bow and arrow. And cat, 7-star, bow and arrow. Cat, 7-star, bow and arrow. Cat, 7-star, bow and arrow. Okay, good. One other thing we did new last week was our arms. So let's try that again. Just keep your feet at shoulder width apart and bend your knees a little bit. And if you remember, this is another stance we use all the time called horse stance. So if we really bent our knees into it, it'd be like sitting on a horse. This is probably the most stable stance that you can get in. So if you have problems balancing, if you can just spread your feet apart a little bit and keep your Knees bent, you're going to be very stable. Okay, so first of all, we're just going to get some gentle motion going from side to side. Go very slowly. Just trying to tune into how our weight shifts from one foot to the other. How does it feel when it's on one foot and shifting to the other? You can feel a weighting and unweighting. And then we can turn our body at the waist. And then we get our arms in here. So just nice and relaxed. And go from side to side. And keep the waist turning. And the side we're turning to, that arm's going to go up a little bit. And then turn the other way, the other arm goes up. You just switch side to side, which arm is up and which is down. Now if you look at what we're doing when my arm is up on this side, I pass my arms as they're going up, so the other one is on the other side. And if you can follow it, what we're doing is making circles with our hands. With one up and one down. Remember what we called this? It's called wave hands like clouds. And then we can reverse that and go in the other direction. So we're going in towards ourselves. Still one hand goes up and one hand goes down. So we're still making circles with our hands. They're just coming in towards our body instead of out. And this is called cat washes face. Which, we're kind of brushing our paws across our whiskers. Okay. All right. All right, why don't we just close for today and we'll just do our ending exercise of eating the sun. So again, your knees, your legs out to shoulder height, shoulder width. And we have our hands palm up. And bend your knees as you go down. Turn in. Come up your chest and out at your chin. Out to both sides. Up. Then your hands go down and knees come up. Okay, breathe in. Breathe out. In. Out. Breathe in. And out. In Once more. Breathe in, out, in, out, in, and out. Okay. Hopefully you're feeling nice and relaxed and have energy to start your day moving around. So good luck to you, and we welcome you back next week. Thank you.